Hey guys, it's John and Ken have another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. And strangely enough, I was talking to John before this, and I said, I said, I'm like, I don't think we've ever had Stagg Jr. on the show unless we include it with something or try.
We did a short recently with it, but
yes, I don't think we actually had it on the actual show. So I went through my list of bourbons and stuff we've had on the show because now we're at episode 120. This is 120.
120 different bourbons.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know if we even had Stagg Jr. It's been sitting behind us. It's been opened. It's not like it's not been opened. And I said, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And this is a...
Do it.
Shoot. I think this is a batch 14, I think.
You think?
Yes. Watch the short because it's the same bottle from the short. So, and it's
Call me short.
Coming in at 131.1 proof, 65.55% alcohol. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Now I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to crack this open. I'll find out in a little bit.
Yeah. Stagg is, looking at TikTok videos and YouTubes and Instagrams, Stagg I feel like is growing in popularity for some reason.
Well, it's the interesting thing with Stagg now, it's not even called Stagg Jr. anymore.
It's just Stagg.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, because so John's actually, ironically enough, drinking out of a George T. Stagg.
Oh, look at that.
Glass. So George T. Stagg is like the that's like the really high-end, nice bottle.
This is not.
And
what's the difference between George T. Stagg and just Stagg? It's the same thing, no?
Well, no. That's like one of the fancier, what do they call it, the antique series or whatever of Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
That's like a higher end $900 bottle. This one is more like on a secondary now about $180, but if you bought it at retail about
too cheap for me.
$80. Yeah. Well, it's crazy. Believe it or not, I've never tried George T. Stagg. I have been trying every time. It's just something happens and I don't have it. I was in New York recently. They had it on the shelf or on the menu, and it was reasonably priced. I go to the girl. I'm like, I'm gonna have a George T. Stagg. I'm like, I'm screwed. I'm going for it. I'm in the city. I don't see it that often.
They didn't have it.
No, they. Well, I see her pouring this, and she brings it, and she brings me the glass.
Cheaters.
And I said, I'm like, no. I'm like, just to let you know, I'm like, you poured me a Stagg, basically a Stagg Jr. That wasn't a George T. Stagg. And she's like, oh. She's like, that one's like really high up, and I can't get to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
get yourself a ladder.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't ask for a Stagg. I have bottles of this. I have plenty of bottles of this.
Get a funnel, pour it back in the bottle.
Ultimately, she's like, is it? She's like, is it all right? I can, And I was like, just give it to me. That's fine. I'll drink it. It's still good bourbon.
They didn't charge you the same price, did she?
No.
Okay.
No. She charged me for this for Stagg Jr., but she gave us a round of bourbon.
All right, that's
on them
okay.
too. So I was like,
fair.
Yeah.
What kind of bourbon?
I forget because at that point I was kind of getting a little tipsy.
All right,
but I do remember that. But yes. So the cool thing about Stagg, like if you ever are looking to find out the batches, and if you say like, oh, I don't know what batch it is or whatever, you can just do a quick search. I'm gonna do it right now, just so I can, and do Stagg Jr. batches, and all you can find a list fairly easily where you can find out all the batches, and all you have to do is look at the alcohol percent on it. This one in particular is 131.1 proof. And I'm going to look to see what was a 131.1. And it's a good thing I'm looking because this is not a 14. This is a batch 15, actually.
Oh.
Yes. So, and they have basically everything up to the most current one you could find fairly easily on most web pages. And all you have to do is look at the proof and you find out the batch. Some batches are obviously more preferable. Some are obviously different proofs. And some people are looking for ones that are higher proof or et cetera, et cetera. Or they have Stagg Junior store picks. And those ones are even cooler because they are almost like, I wouldn't even consider them a batch or something. I would consider them their own bottle because totally different proof. So I have a Stagg Junior coming in at 139.9 proof. It's basically hazmat. Not cracked yet. I'm waiting to crack that one sometime, but that was a store pick. So that one's going to be pretty cool to try out eventually. But, yeah, I mean,
So let's have a stag party.
yeah, it's a stag party.
You know what a stag party is.
It's like a bachelor party, right?
Yeah.
So,
Let's do it.
let's do it. Who's getting married?
Don't matter.
I hope. Yeah.
My taste buds.
Don't do it. Hey, we didn't sniff it, but we just went right down to it.
That's good.
This will warm your soul.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like it's really like nice heat.
It's not bad heat though. It's very smooth, man. For
no,
that,
No.
that's very dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like.
Even the cockroach walking across the bar once.
It's
It's like it's like a little ladybug.
Yeah, it's been Ladybug Central over here recently.
Oh, the earthquake probably. They all don't know where to go.
Yeah, well, those are actually Asian beetles.
Here we go.
Yeah, Asian beetles were infested with Asian beetles.
went
They
through
look,
this before.
Yeah, they look just like ladybugs, but they're not as reddish, and
Yeah.
they have like the W on their head as opposed to something else. I don't know. And they will actually destroy crops and shit.
Yeah, so let's keep it alive. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks basically identical to a ladybug for the most part. Anywho, yeah.
You do not taste the proof on this.
Mm-hmm.
You believe you do?
I
You feel the heat?
Feel the heat.
Can
you feel the heat? Can you
feel?
The heat is on. Yeah.
I think it's very good. I see Stagg people talking about it all the time, especially on like our forums on Facebook, our bourbon forums. Everybody's looking for Stagg these days, or buying them and taking pictures with it.
This has got heat on the nose, though, John.
Stagg
Right?
seems like it's very popular right now. Yeah, it's got heat on the nose, absolutely.
I get the ethanol. It doesn't smell as good as it tastes, believe it or not. But when it goes down,
A little stuffy, so I can't.
yeah,
too much.
it's got that caramel. It's got that butterscotchy kind of nice sweet. But that heat, it's a. You can tell the complexities of this one right now. Once again, we're looking at a batch 15.
That's almost gone. So apparently you do like it.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is one of those bottles. It's like if I find it at a good price, it is a guaranteed buy. I don't care how many I have. I'm buying more because it's just an all-around
Sure.
awesome bourbon. Yeah, yeah. Solid. But yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
And this comes out of Buffalo Trace?
Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace. Making memories.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace, and I still, like I said, one of these days I'll try. No. It's right here. Get outta here. All right, let's get on. In the news, current news, not necessarily, well, it's been kind of old news now.
It's a little bit older, but it's disturbing and it's fun to talk about.
Okay.
Anything on the negative side is fun to talk about.
Let me ask you, do you think money power correlation, I mean,
100%.
do you think that people look at things and they're like,
Yeah.
say someone's really rich and they look at someone who's like a housekeeper or something like that,
They
or
look
whatever.
down on them.
Yeah,
They think that their money is they're indestructible because
Yeah.
of their money.
I know.
They can do what they want and get
Yes.
away with it.
This is why I laugh. I'm happy but sad at the same time when you see someone with power get in trouble
When they go down, right?
when they go down. Yeah, like with Harvey Weinstein or Epstein and all these guys and everything. But most recently in the news, fairly recent, P. Diddy.
The Puff Daddy, the Puff Daddy, the Puff Diddy, the P Diddy, there's just Diddy,
Yeah.
the Sean Combs,
John Combs.
Mr. Music Mogul,
Yeah. They raided his home.
billionaire or
Homes.
almost billionaire, maybe a billionaire.
Raided his homes. It's been ongoing with this, though, because there's been accusations that have happened numerous times with him.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point
I'm
like,
gonna be honest, I never believed it.
yes.
I never believed it.
And he's pretty confident that he's putting on the show. He's been out there. I don't know when this episode airs how much we will find out and everything and exactly.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
there's more
nothing's
to
happened
it.
to him yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't been arrested. He's not going to jail
Yeah.
as of right now. But there are a lot of people and a lot of speculations going on about him.
Yeah.
Whether it be sex trafficking or these crazy parties he throws. There's a lot of homosexual stuff going on, a lot of children stuff going on.
Yeah.
He did flee the country when his homes got raided to, I forget what country it was, but it was a country where you cannot get extradited back to the United States.
All right.
You do that, you are worried about something.
Do you think he was tipped?
Probably.
I mean, why would he be in that country? But he came back though, so I don't know. Because I've been seeing these things where they're showing him like out and about and all this stuff, and
and his son too, right? It was like something with his son.
Yeah.
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 If you got those Benjamins, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah. So he's a freak. He's a freak.
He's a freak in the sheets.
I mean, J-Lo, I think he did all right by leaving him and going to Ben Affleck. And I don't like Ben Affleck either. I'm not a Ben Affleck fan, but I think definitely he's better than...
Were they? They were together?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that. Her with A-Rod, her with Affleck. I don't remember her with...
Well, it shouldn't be Jenny from the block. It should be Jenny around the block.
Yeah, Jenny around the world.
Yeah, she's been everywhere. Yeah.
But, I mean, I know there's stuff with Meek Mill. Meek Mill is another rapper.
Yeah.
And that's one of his so-called bitches. I don't know what you want to say, but all the funny things that people are making fun of is Meek Mill and P. Diddy, because I think P. Diddy has these parties from what people are saying, and I think he calls them the white parties.
Why does he call them that?
I don't know. There's no whites there. But they all got to dress in white. And afterwards...
So stains don't show up?
Well, afterwards, I believe that's... if you get invited to a Diddy party,
all right,
towards the end of the night, crazy shit starts to happen. Guy-on-guy stuff. There's always memes, and people talk about like Meek Mill sitting on Diddy's lap. Sometimes I think these powerful people get these up-and-comers to do things that they probably don't want to do, but feel powerful for it. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, they were together. Yeah.
Can see them.
Yeah.
Use their power in their favor to have people, the up-and-comers, do things that they probably don't want to do.
So basically, it's
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's almost like a freshman in college in a fraternity.
Yeah, like a hazing thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be my bitch for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to take advantage of you and do things. And then I'll make you famous, though.
Yeah. It's like selling your soul.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, yeah, but you're going to
Like,
be...
whose D do I got to suck for us to get some fucking views around here?
Yeah. What? Yeah. So...
Just as an example.
Yes. So... So, yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot when it comes to appropriateness, when it comes to pedophilia, I think, too, as well. You know,
Yes.
I think there's
A lot of sex trafficking.
Well, you know, it's interesting because it's interesting viewing it from a man's perspective. And when you view it as a man and you look at... So, apparently there was... Usher was talking about it. Like, you watched... There was a past interview or something. And Usher was at P. Diddy's house. He was like... He was like 15 or something like that.
yeah.
And he was there, and P. Diddy, he's like, he walked into a room, and there was like, you know, something going on, and Usher just laughed it off, and he's like, oh, you know, that's Diddy, you know, and this and that. But meanwhile, the reality of the situation is you're doing things inappropriately in front of minors. And
Same
stuff,
things
too.
with like Bieber. There's a video of him with Bieber, and like Bieber's gonna sleep over tonight. You know, and Bieber's like he looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it's like he knows what's gonna happen when he sleeps over Diddy's house.
Yeah.
You know, there's people. There's a comedian. Was it Cat Williams?
Cat Williams.
Who he had an interview, and he was like, "You get invited to a Diddy party, you say no, or you leave early." And he went off and on about things.
Yeah.
He's
Cat Williams really spilling the beans lately.
He's been spilling the beans about everything. Yeah. And there's another rapper. I can't remember his name, but a famous rapper, and he goes, "When P Diddy invites you to a party, you say no.
Yeah.
You want nothing to do with that. You want to stay as far away as you can because shit's about to go down, and you don't want to be a part of what's going on."
Yeah.
And this just, I think, and it's not just Diddy, and I think these people in Hollywood, and I think these people in the music industry, where I really do believe it.
They think they're invincible.
They think they're invincible. And it's that thing. Remember a few years ago when Jim Carrey was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he was talking about stuff, and it's a whole conspiracy thing. And I'm not a conspiracy guy.
No, he's not at all.
You almost feel like he was giving hints about, hey, there's shit going on behind the scenes that people don't know about.
Yeah.
Because people with money can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And I believe it's true. I believe shit happens behind closed doors with the most popular singers, actors, people who you love. I think some of them could be really shitty and really creepy.
Was it Jim Carrey that... I'm trying to remember. It was like some actress was on, and she was fairly new to it, and Chris Isaac, I think, was on stage, and it was like Best Kiss or something like that.
Maybe.
It was something weird.
He was a creepy dude.
And it was something weird like that, and he made the girl that he was out there doing the award with feel very uncomfortable because he kept trying to kiss her.
I think it was Chris Isaac. I think you're right.
And he kept trying to kiss her, and then when Jim Carrey won, he went up to him and kissed, and he was like, "What the?" He's like, "What the hell?"
Could embarrass him.
Yes, yeah.
Jim Carrey, as much as I'm not a huge fan, I do believe that he's not involved in that type of thing, and he wants to almost spill the beans because he doesn't act that much anymore.
Yeah,
I feel like he's on his way out of that whole spiel because he doesn't want to be involved in this stuff.
Yeah.
You never hear anything about Jim Carrey.
No,
right? He's a very, very private person.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think there's a lot of creepy people. You got your Weinsteins and your Epsteins and
they felt invincible once again. Epstein, Weinstein,
and your Einsteins, and whatever it is you got to do. I don't know. Springsteins.
No, actually, I don't know if Springsteen had anything to do with anything, but yeah, maybe he did.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's just it's creepy out there, man, and it's scary because you see in the news on a daily basis. There's a ton of children missing. They get kidnapped. They get lured. And is this what's going on?
Yeah.
Is it our favorite celebrities buying some of these kids to have a night with?
Well, that goes to this whole island thing, Epstein's Islands or whatever. Who's on the list? Who's on
that Nickelodeon show?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
Oh, no.
That's some sick shit, man. You look at Amanda Bynes, how everybody's like, she's fucking crazy. She's nuts. She lost her damn mind. Maybe there's a reason behind that.
Yeah. Why is she crazy?
Why is she crazy?
And Britney Spears too, but she wasn't on Nickelodeon. But who knows?
She was Disney.
Yeah, she was on
was
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, well,
That I think that's family issues. I don't. But
yeah,
but these kids, Drake Bell.
Yeah, that was the guy who got
that
something.
Not that it hit hard, but that was so crazy in that part of that show, that Nickelodeon show. I believe it's Peacock, Hulu, whatever it's on, HBO. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
All the Nickelodeon people, when they heard they were pedophiles, known pedophiles on the set
that
of
they were
this
hiring.
Children's show that they were hiring, and then you get a guy arrested who's a known pedophile. He gets arrested, and everybody, but they love him. He's so funny. He's the guy with the pickle. All these jokes growing up on these Nickelodeon shows. Oh my God.
Well, it makes you wonder, John. Here's the thing: if you knowingly hire someone for a kids show. Now, you have to look from the bad side on. You got to look at it from their perspective. If you're a pedophile or whatever, someone who has a big position on a show,
from the pedophile's point of view.
yes, you have someone who's a big position on a show, and he likes kids, and he wants to do more shit with kids or do stuff that's maybe inappropriate or loose or whatever. Okay, is he going to hire someone straight from like a good person? Or that can rat on you, or is he going to hire someone that's in the same boat as you? So it makes you wonder.
Yeah,
He's hiring someone that he knows, or they're hiring someone that they know is a pedophile.
And
He's
you're
like, well,
talking.
this guy ain't gonna rat on me. I'm gonna hire him, and he could do the job.
Right.
You know, makes you wonder. I don't know. I didn't watch the show, so I don't know
you didn't
exactly.
watch it?
No,
Oh, you should.
no.
100% you should.
But I know enough of it because
So,
of the talk of
like,
it and everything of that
There was
sort.
this guy. So he was known as the guy who did this stuff to like Drake Bell was known as like Mr. Pickle. That was his, on the certain shows. He was like he would come on like a big thing of pickles. And there was a show. I forgot what show it was. I don't know if it's whatever Nickelodeon show it was. Ray Romano was like the guest on it, and Ray Romano's in this room.
Yeah.
And he was hungry. He was locked in a room. The
Yeah.
door was locked. He couldn't get out, and he was hungry.
Yeah.
And here comes the pickle guy.
Yeah.
And he gets the pickle, and he puts it through a hole in the room. And Ray Romano grabs it, and he's like, oh, "It's a fucking glory hole."
Yeah, that's what I was.
It looks just like, and as he's eating it, the guy's standing there, leaning up against the wall, going, "It's fucking ridiculous."
Yeah, that's weird.
As a 10-year-old watching
I'm surprised
Nickelodeon,
Ray Romano actually said,
I don't think he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Yeah,
I think
but-
he was told to grab the pickle and eat it. And the editing part was the whole screwed up part.
Yeah.
There was a lot of adult humor in these little shows that we would watch, my brother and sister would watch,
Little kids would
as
watch.
children that they didn't understand.
Yeah. Doesn't
You
mean
know,
it's right.
You got Family Guy, you got South Park,
Yeah.
but those are made for
Adults.
shows.
Ted, the movie. Yeah, things like that.
But the same type of humor was going on in these kids shows. You have Ariana Grande, you know who she is.
Yeah.
On one of these shows as a kid, and she's laying in a bed with a bottle of water going, "I'm thirsty," and her head's hanging off, and she's doing this with water going all over her.
Yeah.
And then she's taking a potato, and she goes, "I wonder if a potato makes juice." And she's stroking the fucking potato, going, "All right, we got to get the juice out of the potato." This girl is maybe 13, 14 when she's
Yeah,
filming.
she
I don't
had
know. She
no
probably
clue.
had no clue what she was
Yeah,
doing.
exactly.
Sick shit that goes on with
Yeah.
these people.
And they aired it.
They aired it. They aired it.
Didn't they realize that's going to backfire?
I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking when
Yeah.
you do things like this.
That's fucking weird, man. That's weird.
You need to watch it. It's very insane. And then you look back and you're like, I watched all these shows.
Yeah.
My kids watch reruns of these shows now.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah,
here?
don't watch it. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, and I think I've said it on this podcast before. And I'm not judging anyone who does whatever. You know, your kids, you do you. Sometimes people don't realize certain things. My kid was never allowed to watch SpongeBob.
Okay.
There's a lot of. I
Yeah, you
feel
said
like
stuff like that.
there was a lot of innuendo things going on there.
All of them. There's adult, and I don't know if it's to try to get some adults to watch it as well as
Yeah.
just kids. But I believe in almost everything. There's adult humor and innuendos.
The way I looked at it was like this. There was absolutely, in my eyes, from the episodes I had seen of it prior, I said there's absolutely no educational value to this show.
To SpongeBob, no,
None at all.
absolutely not.
So I said, it's really not worth it. And it just turned out, for some reason, my kid was like deathly afraid of SpongeBob. I don't know why.
My kids, my daughter was obsessed with SpongeBob.
Oh.
She still watches. She's 13. She still loves SpongeBob.
Yeah. So, well, that was a bridge we never had to cross because he never liked it anyways. So, but I was kind of like, I always said, I'm like, there's really no educational value to it. I don't want to, not to put you or anyone else down, but for me, I was just kind of like, I don't know. It's not my thing.
I'm going to be honest. Whether maybe I'm a bad parent, I didn't pay attention. I didn't
Yeah.
watch SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It kept my kid quiet and entertained. I sat her in front of it and threw it on while I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is probably what 85 to 90% of the
You
people
should
do.
You should, as parent, you should try
You
to
should-
catch an episode at least with them.
I
and see
think
what's
now we're learning, and for any new parent or somebody who's going to be a parent, watch what you're going to show your kid first.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what's going
But
on.
to give John the benefit of the doubt, you were a much younger parent than I, when you started out and they were that age.
I mean, I was
so-
30. I was,
Yeah.
I
mean, I have a 6-year-old and I'm in my 40s, mid 40s, so it's,
Yeah.
It might be a little bit different. I don't know.
yeah, but my thing was whatever it was to keep the kids quiet and entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's creepy.
Yeah.
There was a show with Britney Spears' sister.
Yeah.
And they were in some kind of store, and the girl was trying to open up something with her teeth, and she couldn't get it open. And she opened it, and it squirted all over her face. And it looked exactly like a shot,
Looked like something was finished.
Yeah, all over her face. And I think it was you look back and you're like, this was purposely meant to look that way.
Yeah,
Like, that's insanity.
I know. So back to P. Diddy, though, while you're pouring that beer. I mean, what do you think's going to happen to him, man?
I don't.
Let's try to predict the future
I
here.
mean, all right. So if they find a lot of stuff on his computer,
Damn, son.
or whatever they took, he's going to be the next guy to. Is he going to go to jail?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he probably finished in the music industry? Probably close to it.
I mean, he could retire now. And
He could. He could.
I mean, he's going to hire the freaking best lawyers. Johnny Cochran's going to come back from the grave. He's going to represent him, and
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. It's scary. It's sad. P. Diddy was always one of the guys, I liked B.I.G., Mace.
Yeah.
I liked those guys. You know what I mean? And
Well-
it sucks to hear shit like this.
Biggie died. Mace became like a pastor or something
Yeah,
like
then
that.
he came back, though.
Okay.
He went away and then he came back.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
man, it's tough to hear about I don't want to say childhood heroes, but people that you grew up with
yeah.
to learn about, So, real quick,
Let's interrupt this real quick. Yeah.
when I went to Lancaster, which we talked about last episode.
Yeah, we said we're going to bring this one for this episode.
I went to
here.
Iron Hill Brewery,
All right.
which is one of my favorite spots because it's a really cool restaurant. It almost looks like a Tommy's Tap and Tavern type
All
of
right.
place. There's pizzas, burgers, good
Gotcha.
food, really good food.
I'll have to check it out.
It's a chain like there's probably maybe 10,
Yeah.
9, but they brew their own beers there. So maybe like a BJ's Brew House,
Okay.
but their beers are good.
And this one you did a clip of too?
I did not. I did one last year when I was there, so I didn't do it.
Keep messing this up.
Yeah, I didn't do one because I did one like a year ago.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
They're in South Jersey. They're in Pennsylvania. There's a couple in Delaware.
Yeah.
I like it there. It's
Cool.
really good. All their beers to me are pretty decent. This one is called INKredibly Juicy, INK,
Okay.
because it's got the squid, the octopus with the pineapple.
You guys should hook up with Manskirt.
Manskirt.
They're
Yeah.
big on their octopuses.
Now, when I did have this there,
Yeah.
my first thought was this one particular thing, and I want to see if you point it out as
Okay.
well.
Sure.
This is a hazy IPA coming in at 6.5%. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Incredibly juicy, INK. And let's check it out.
Okay. So you something I have to point out from drinking it, you're saying?
Yeah, what was your first thing you think of? What do you get out of that?
Pineapple?
100%.
Yeah.
Pure.
Yep.
I mean, there are pineapples all over the can,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that when I got it.
Yeah.
And when she gave it to me, she's like, "You're gonna like this," and I was like, "All right." And I took because I tell everybody, "Oh, I do a podcast. I'm gonna do a flavor."
Yeah.
She's like, "You're really gonna like this one," because I like to ask for staff's
Yeah.
recommendations. And she goes, "It's pure pineapple juice."
Yeah.
So I was like, "All right, let me try it," and it was.
Yeah.
I think on draft tastes a little different than in a can,
Okay.
but to me it was
All right.
very good. That's why I brought it.
My honest opinion, it's good. You get the pineapple, obviously. It comes through. The only thing that I'd say I'd want a little bit more on this is that finish. I want it to, you know me, I like things hanging out.
Yeah, you like things hanging out.
I want
it goes away quick.
It goes away real
It's
quick.
on the tongue and then it's done.
It's done. It's done. There's nothing lingering there. There's nothing saying, "Ooh, that's good." That you're just sitting there and you're like, "That was a good sip," because it comes and goes way too quick.
Right. But I mean, there's no lactose. There's no milk sugar.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's good. If you're aiming for pineapple, they hit the freaking nail on the head
Yeah,
with it.
it's pretty good. I liked it when I was there. They were limited on what I could buy to bring home,
Yeah.
and that everything I had. This wasn't the best thing I had there.
Yeah.
I think it's called something pig porter was actually the best thing I had there.
Yeah.
But this was there,
It's good.
so I brought it home.
It's good. It's not like super like alcohol, in your face or anything
And
like
like
that.
I said, it's a chain restaurant brewery type of place.
Yeah.
But each individual spot brews their beer there. It's not like they brew it in one spot and give it to all these places. They
Gotcha.
brew it at the place.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very pineapple.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Yeah. P. Diddy like it, you think? Or?
Well, he's P is for pineapple. So he's Pineapple Diddy. Yeah. I did.
Well, so what happened with all that woke stuff too, bro? Or not woke. Oh, that's totally different. Me Too. That was what I meant to say.
What happened with Me Too?
No, remember it's like the flavor of the week.
Right?
It's like the flavor of the week,
Yeah, it went
man.
away.
It's like Me Too.
Everybody's over it.
Yeah, like now you could just do people
Now you can go back to doing whatever
you're doing, or people learn
somebody.
their lesson and they said, I can't do this. You know,
Everybody's scared.
that's the goal.
Everybody's scared.
Yeah.
You're scared to do anything.
Yeah, but I think we brought it up that one time with Aziz Ansari. Like, he really didn't do anything bad. And his career kind of took a turn because he was even mentioned. And that's the thing. You know, you got to, like, you almost have to analyze, interpret, do whatever you got to do to each one of these cases and see really what it's about. Yeah. Was it that, is it true? Is it someone just, you know, remember with Kobe Bryant? Remember that with Kobe Bryant too? Like,
yeah, but the girl, yeah, I think that happened though. I think it just went away.
Yeah, but with Kobe Bryant, dude, she was trying to. I'm sorry.
Yes,
he was a good-looking guy.
Yes,
she
made her way to his room on purpose.
Yes, she knew what she was doing, and she knew that she can try to extort money.
He fell for it.
Yeah.
Recently, recently was WrestleMania last week. WrestleMania. Go Cody Rhodes.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weekends ago.
Okay. Right.
April 7th, 6th and 7th.
Right?
Okay. Shout out Cody Rhodes. He beat the bloodline. He finished his story. Let's go, Cody Rhodes.
Dude, but
you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know what they're talking about, but all I know is that they know who's going to win each match. There's no real winner. It's a script. It is. Come on. It's a script.
Listen, it's not going to go there. It's scripted, yeah. It's scripted to the point where, yeah.
I had a lady...
But they really fight.
I had
but not everybody knows what's going to happen.
One of my coworkers had mentioned, she was talking about Roadhouse or whatever?
Roadhouse? The new one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know, these guys, Conor McGregor, and I don't know, he's like WWE or something. I said, no. UFC is something totally different. One's real, one's fake.
Yeah. WWE's trying to get him, but yeah.
Yeah, with that, yeah. And The Rock's back too, huh?
The Rock was back for. See, this is what's so cool, man. The Rock came back because The Rock, there's this whole Samoan type of like family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all related. Roman Reigns has been champion for years now, almost working on 4 years, 3.5 years. And that's old, but he's trying to set the record. The Rock is his cousin. The Rock comes back and he goes, as a good guy, I'm going to fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It's going to be the biggest match of all time.
Yeah.
The fans said, F you. We don't want to see The Rock against Roman Reigns. We want Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes is like the face of the play of the whole WWE right now. We want to see him, and WWE altered all their stuff. Yes, it's scripted, but they had to rewrite everything, and they turned Rock bad instead of good.
Yeah.
And it was the coolest thing that's probably happened in wrestling in years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out Cody Rhodes. But that Me Too stuff, Ronda Rousey was in, right? A UFC woman was in the WWE for many years now, left on bad terms. Now she's recently stating that a wrestler went up to her and violated her.
Oh.
Okay. But this is what
could she just knock him out?
Right. Who's going to violate Ronda Rousey? Yeah. She's going to destroy your face. He goes back and he said, no, this is not what happened.
Yeah.
We were in a room, or we were within a group of 3 or 4 people. Shook hand. He goes, I shook her hand and her shorts, like she didn't put her hand out all the way. My hand grabbed her strings on her shorts, and we shook hands, and then I walked away. She's claiming that he grabbed her short strings to try to pull them down. And he's like, dude, there were so many people there. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. He's like, my hand touched your string shorts. I didn't try to grab your crotch.
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
Yeah.
Obviously,
which happens.
It happens. Obviously, you don't know who to believe.
It's like that accidental boob graze. You didn't try to do it.
Right.
But
it happened.
It can happen, yeah.
But whether he's telling the truth or she's telling the truth, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever she says is the truth.
Yeah.
Because that's that Me Too movement stuff that you say is
Yeah.
whatever happened, it's still there.
But
You just don't hear
You know what I don't like is that, okay, I feel that wrestlers in WWE or whatever, WWF or whatever they are, they...
We have to censor that. It's WWE. We're going to get sued.
Oh,
Can't
well,
say WWF.
I feel like they should be like method actors. You know what I mean? You know, like what I mean? Like, so for instance, my boy...
Yeah, you're going to go back to Hulk Hogan and
No.
Andre the Giant?
I'm talking about method actors like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, God.
So whenever he wasn't filming, he always stayed in his role.
Yes.
Always stayed in his role.
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like when it comes to these wrestlers, they need to stay in their role. So if you're a bad guy...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you're a bad guy, like The Rock is playing a bad guy, he needs to be a bad guy in real life.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. That's when people know it's fake. But then you see The Rock, he's signing autographs and this and that. I think it takes away from him.
It's entertainment, man. It's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like watching
dude,
General Hospital.
what happened with McMahon? What's the deal with him?
Oh, he's gone. Yeah,
he
he's gone.
is.
Yeah. So there you go. Me Too movement, right? Talking about power and money. He had a girl that was looking for a job that one of her friends set him up with him
All right.
to get a job in his company.
Okay.
And he said, absolutely, I'll hire you. Yeah. Do this for me. Do that
He's
for
like,
me.
I'll hire you.
Yeah. And then it got creepier
Yeah.
and creepier. It got creepier to the point where he was shitting on her.
What?
He was having threesomes with another guy. I don't know if you ever heard of the Bella twins. Their stepfather.
Oh, yeah. They had a show or something, right?
Yep. He used to be John Cena's wife.
All right.
Or girlfriend. Brock Lesnar.
All right. I know Brock. He was a UFC guy too, right?
UFC guy, but a big
Yeah.
wrestling guy.
Yeah.
He's a little bit involved. But it was coming to the point where he wanted to have his way with her because he had the power.
All right.
She was a single woman with not much family. She needed money. She needed a job. And he did absolutely what he wanted with her. And the facts that came out, the things that he did to this poor
Okay.
girl.
I understand what you're getting at, but here's the thing, just to be clear, and you could be into sick, weird, freaking things, but
money talks.
But if you are partaking in it, what does that say?
This is the part we'll never understand.
All right.
Because if you talk to every victim, it's like, if I go to the police, they're not going to believe me. If
All
I
right.
go to family, they're not going to believe me.
Yeah.
The powerful people turn around with their lawyers and their people,
Yeah.
and they turn it around on you. She wanted it. She asked me to do it.
Yeah.
She begged me for this.
Yeah.
It's a no-win situation for some of these victims.
Yes, I understand. Speaking of
But
which,
like I said, it came to the point where he was defecating on her in front of people to just have his way and do what he wanted with her. And
he's like, I had some corn last night. Ooh, sorry about that.
but you know what? What goes around comes around.
Yeah.
He's out now.
He's done.
He's an old man. He's sick. I saw him a video of him in New York City a couple days ago with a cane. He looks like he's
frail.
ousted, man. He's
Yeah.
frail. He's out. He's done.
Yeah. And he had kids too. In
He
it.
probably won't see jail time and stuff.
Yeah.
But
that goes to show. But that jail time is not necessarily. Yeah, it's horrible. But sometimes for these people who've had power, they've had in a high position. For instance, Cuomo. Remember with
yeah,
I mean,
Mario Cuomo,
he was in a high position. He never went to jail, but his reputation, even though I've
destroyed.
heard he may try to get back into it and stuff because people forget. I mean, you have Menendez who was still in office and was freaking banging underage girls and stuff and hookers or whatever it was, Yeah. And he's still in it, which it baffles me, But all that stuff. But anyways,
Well, yeah, it's sad, man. I was telling you before we started filming that I watched that Jared Fogle, the Subway guy,
yeah,
his documentary. He was a sick bastard.
Yeah.
He was a sick bastard. He was a fat kid who got picked on his whole life. He ate Subway, lost a shitload of weight, became a spokesperson, made millions and millions of dollars, traveled the world, and what did he do? He got to pick out the little kids that he wanted to bang because he had so much money and so much power.
yeah.
And he bang these kids, and he would go to Thailand, and he would rent out little boys.
His asshole is tore up
Yeah.
in prison right
Well, he's due to come out. He didn't get that much. He think he got like 15
now. Oh,
years.
watch. There'll be a 2020 on that or something, and they're going to put it out to bring awareness.
Only
to
got
it
like
again.
15 years. So
Yeah.
he is due to come out at some point.
Speaking of 2020, you and Jay, when you were on, we had Jay on the podcast. You guys brought up a show called, I think it was American Nightmare or something like that.
Yes.
I watched
You
it.
watched it.
I watched it.
How crazy was that?
Yes. Talk about not believing you.
It sounds like you're 100% full of shit.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like,
Yeah.
you weren't full of shit.
That police department in wherever, California or wherever it
It
was.
was like that lady.
Oh, my God.
Was that nuts?
Oh, my God.
Have you ever heard anything so far-fetched in your whole life?
I didn't believe it in the beginning myself
No.
either, but
It made no sense.
it just goes to show when sometimes you believe your thoughts and you had your mind up made so much that you're not going to take any other answer as the answer,
'Cause they don't make sense.
which happened with this police department, and you don't believe them, and it turns out the police department was wrong.
Yeah.
And there was
But it
something
takes
going
one person to be on your side that just wants to
on. Yeah.
go with it.
Yes.
It's the same with that Jared Fogle story. He had one lady that he took a liking to. She was
Yeah.
like a radio host or a TV host.
Yeah.
And she was like, there's something off with him. Everything he keeps saying is weird. He keeps commenting on middle school kids. She's like, so I'm going to start recording every conversation, and I'm going to play into it.
Yeah.
And eventually he's like, hey, I want to see your kids naked. And she's
Yeah.
like, oh, which one? And he's like, oh, I want to put a camera in your daughter's room or maybe your son's room. Which one would be better for you? And he's like, oh, I want you to bang a little kid with me. And she's like, oh, well, how old? He's like, oh, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't care.
Oh,
whatever.
my God. I would tear him apart.
And she was recording this the whole time.
Yeah.
And then eventually it got brought to the FBI. Blah, 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 blah. He's in jail. We see.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's coming out soon. It's sick shit.
I hope he doesn't make it out. In fact, yeah.
Those are the type of people you hope they get anal raped in jail by Big Bubba. Big Bubba's gonna come be like, oh
Well-
yeah, you want to bang? All right, let's go.
Castrate him.
Well, that's another conversation for another time, right? Should the punishment fit the crimes?
Yeah. Yeah.
You go to other countries. If you steal, you go to Iraq. If you steal, well, back in the old days, if you steal, your hands get cut off.
Yeah.
You rape, your schlong gets cut off, or your balls get
Yeah.
cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that so barbaric? Maybe that's something to think about.
Well, think about these poor children who have been never going to be the same for the rest of their lives. It's not just 5 years, 2 years, but whatever years. The rest of their life, they're screwed. Mentally screwed.
Yes.
They can't live a normal life without thinking of what you did to them.
That same Jared Fogle documentary, he had a guy who was the head of his foundation,
Yeah.
who was also a sick bastard. He was the stepfather of these two girls. He actually convinced his wife to put cameras over the house so they can watch their daughters masturbate. So the mother of the kids and him would watch and get off to her daughters masturbating in the shower, getting changed in their room. The mother's in jail for however
Yeah.
long. He's in jail for however long.
Yeah.
But your own mother. I told you, I did 18 months federal grand jury.
Yeah.
40% of the cases were child pornography.
Yeah.
Mothers would go on Craigslist and sell pictures of their daughters naked.
Yeah.
And we would have to look at the evidence and not convict, but get these people to trial.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't. I'm a father of girls. I can't even talk
Yeah.
about it. I can't even talk about it. I get emotional. I get mad. I get angry.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I mean,
anything with children. I get angry.
yeah, there's like I said, they're taking away innocence. They're taking away, and that's a whole nother topic with as far as kids and what these kids. Just real quick, I don't want to talk on this because we have to end this, but with children and the whole kids what they're identifying as at a young age, and they say whatever percent of these kids actually in the future end up saying it was just a phase.
That's the parents taking their innocence away.
And then the parents come in at this young age because they want to, be whatever, and they're like, Oh yeah, we can do the surgery. We can do whatever you want. Yeah, we can do this. We'll convert you into a man, or we'll convert you into a woman. But the reality of the situation is, when they become, most of these kids who didn't go through with that, statistically, ended up being into the opposite sex and not wanting to do that, or doing, or whatever. Not to say that, I'm just saying that ultimately, what they thought may happen in the future was a totally different, didn't happen. Kids could change in a day. Kids can say, I'm into this one day and into that the next day, because their kids are going through hormonal changes and puberty, and some of them aren't even going through puberty. They just see what they see on TV, and they're like, oh, yeah, this is how I feel.
Listen, I don't want to be controversial. I don't want to say anything wrong or anything bad.
Yeah.
We live in a great country. We live in freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you think, are we too free?
Yeah.
I think sometimes maybe there's too much freedom.
Yes. Just remember, you're a parent, with these kids.
It's so much different. It's so much different from when we were kids. It's just so much different.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's the internet or the social media.
I know.
That we just hear more of it. It is.
Yeah.
Let's end it. Let's finish. Shout out to Stagg, right?
Coming out
that
of
was
Buffalo
really
Trace.
good. Out of
Good
Buffalo
stuff.
Trace. Buffalo Trace always puts out good stuff.
Yeah.
Iron Hill.
Cheers. It was good.
I like this, man.
Pineapple in a
Listen.
glass.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Next time you go to Lancaster,
I'll try it
it's
out.
about 15 minutes away from where we go.
All right.
Give it a shot.
I'll think of you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And shout out to you and
Yeah.
P. Diddy. You're going to get what you deserve, my man.
Yes. Watch
Cheers,
you be
Kenneth.
innocent. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.